This little device is revolutionizing healthcare. It predicts your risk of cancer, heart attacks, Alzheimer's, stroke, dementia, and even an early grave. Let's take a look at the science and see how this meter is helping people cheat death. You do not need a prescription for this device. This is a blood sugar meter or a glucometer, and it's not just for diabetics. We have other ways that we can look at what is your average blood sugar, which allows us to predict some of those diseases. Hemoglobin is part of the structure found inside our red blood cells that transports oxygen around our body. As our blood sugars go up and down, they will accidentally run into the hemoglobin found in red blood cells. Unfortunately, when one of those hemoglobins accidentally bumps into a unit of blood sugar, it sticks permanently for the lifetime of that red blood cell. And then, instead of being able to carry oxygen in all of the 4 seats of that hemoglobin, one or more of those seats will be occupied by blood sugar. As the average blood sugar rises inside our blood system, the number of seats that are supposed to carry oxygen become glycated or filled with glucose. This is what we're measuring when we measure a hemoglobin A1C. So for example, this hemoglobin A1C of 5% would be 5 of 100 seats that are glycated and cannot carry oxygen. This would equate to an average blood sugar of about 97. When we increase by 1 seat of 6% hemoglobin A1C, that average blood sugar bumps up to 126. As we get that average blood sugar up from 6% hemoglobin A1C to 7% hemoglobin A1C, there are sinister side effects that come with it. So take a look at these statistics of the top 10 killers in our country. This is from 2020, so we had number 1 of heart disease, then cancer, and COVID-19, accidents, strokes, respiratory diseases, Alzheimer's, and even kidney disease. I contend that high blood sugar and elevated hemoglobin A1C exacerbates your risk of dying from 9 out of 10 of these disorders. Let's take a closer look at that literature. In this study, 1,139 men and women averaging age over 69 years old from England and Wales were studied for over 10 years. They were split into different groups based on their average blood sugar or their hemoglobin A1Cs. So this gets scary when you look to see that even though the lowest number of participants were those with a hemoglobin A1C over 7, they had the highest mortality rate. Despite being just a small fraction of that sample size, the researchers found that those who had a hemoglobin A1C over 7 were twice as likely to die compared to those with the lowest A1C group. In this study, the researchers looked at cognitive ability by looking at things like ADL and IDL. ADL, or activities of daily living, looks at your basic self-care tasks like walking, eating, bathing, grooming, and dressing. IDLs, or instrumental activities of daily living, are the advanced self-care skills like managing your financing, taking care of medications, house cleaning, or cooking. When looking at the group with the lowest hemoglobin A1C, almost 60% of them had no struggles, but 17% struggled with the advanced skills and 26% struggled with the basic skills. As their hemoglobin A1C rose, so did the percentage that struggled with the basic skill set for cognition. And when their hemoglobin A1C got to be 7%, or an average blood sugar of 154, nearly 70% of them struggled with these cognitive skills. High blood sugar doesn't just affect your waistline. I check my blood sugar every week in front of a live audience because it affects every single cell. This little turkey could totally save your life and does not require a prescription. If you want to learn more about how I lower my A1C and how I teach patients to do that, check out this next video. I'll see you there.